Hey everybody, this is Melina from ScrapbookingwithME.com and Me Crafty Scrapper here on YouTube and Instagram. I wanted to share with you a journaling spot I was about to make, and I thought, well, I might as well video it and let everybody see what I'm making. These have been shown on YouTube before, so it's not a new concept by any means. I'm sure you have maybe even seen them before, but I thought I'm going to make it for my journal, so I might as well video it and show everybody what I'm making. I have a 12 by 12 sheet of cardstock, and I'm going to get my trimmer. I'm going to cut off my branding strip. Alright, and then I'm going to cut this at 3.5. Okay, so let me pull it up so you can see. So I'm going to 3.5. So if you have, a full 12 by 12 sheet, you can make a few of these. Alright, so I'm at 3.5, and I'm going to cut this length at 8.5. So 8.5, and then you have this little cute little square, and I will show you maybe one little thing that I do with the leftover piece here in a minute. Alright, now let me get this put back behind it, since the paper is light. That way you can see it a little better against my desktop. Okay, so I've got my scoring tool. And I believe, okay, so we have an 8.5. So I believe I want to, score this at 1.25. Okay, at 1.25 and at 5. Let's see what that gives us. Okay, fold that up, fold that down. Yep, that is just what we need. I love that. All right. So it's 3.5 wide, so that is plenty of room to put in tuck in a journal, tuck in a pocket of a journal. Get this one. See, your front pocket's on a half-page journal. Going to be plenty of room. And if you have pockets on the inside, you can do that too, or you can just tuck it. I love how it peeks out like that. You can make a little, just a barely piece right here for a tuck, and tuck it in to a place like that in your journal. I just love this. So what we're going to do to the inside of it is, let's see here, I think I want to add just some regular paper. Here, I've got some. That is cardstock. Let's get regular old paper. Let's see here. Get up to get it. Hold on. Now you of course could add your ink or coffee or tea dyed pieces of paper. That would be totally fine too. Just whatever you would like to add in there. I am still dealing with allergies and my eyes are all weepy this morning. I'm trying to make everything else weepy. Alright, so we are going to cut these, not with a score pal. We're going to cut these pieces of paper to go inside of our little matchbook there. We're going to cut them at 3 1/4 by 3 1/2. So I'm going to go ahead and cut that half piece. 3 1/2. 3 1/2 by 3 1/4. Let's see here. 3, there's a half, there's a quarter there. Now let's see, make sure that that is correct sizing here. Where should it go here? Oh yeah, like that. So then you have that pretty little mat around the edge. That is very cute. Now you can make your fold up here. You can make it a little lower if you wanted to, because you've got plenty of room with that. But I like how big that is just because I want to be able to decorate it. So we are going to get our Tim Holtz tiny attacher. Now I have put in 1, 2, 3. Let's put in 3 more because it's pretty thin and that'll work. Let's do another. Oh yeah. And you still could add more if you wanted to. But, you know, 6 sheets in a journal, that's plenty for a little journaling spot. Okay, and then, you know, like I said, you could ink these up. You could do whatever with them. Now, I'm not going to go all the way to the bottom with these. I'm not going to go all the way to that. I'm going to pull them up just a touch, so that they're kind of square. It has that pretty mat around it where that is. Alright, and you will need to get your paper how you want it. And they're straight and squared up. And then don't tuck this in, but lay it down, so you know how far down that's going. And then you can use that straight edge there as your guide as to where to put your staples. Because, do like I did, and you go in and just staple without pulling this down, you don't know where that is. Okay, so say you've got your matchbook style journaling spot with lots of pages. And even if you don't journal, this could be you could add even more pages into this. You have plenty of room. Add lots more pages into this and give these as gifts. Little notepads that you've made yourself. Okay, so for the front and for our little flap at the bottom, and see, these don't have that gusset at the top. So these would be great for snail mail too. You can mail these easily, and without having that squared off top like most matchbook style journals and little mini albums have. You can add these to your journals easily, and it's not going to damage that top part there. Okay, so I'm thinking about some seam binding on this, and I think I like that love. So let's cut that out. I always find it easier to cut these little spots out by hand, because sometimes I get too happy with the paper trimmer when I'm going along this, and you can damage a lot of stuff and mess it up so you wouldn't even be able to use it. So that's why I go by hand on that quite often. So you can add something like that, and then you can add this around the bottom part here and make a little bow. I like that. I'm thinking, since that has that mustardy looking, I might add a little spot. I'm going to tear. See what that looks like. If I tear on the edges here also, and tear here, ooh, I like that. Okay, and then maybe a little bit of gauze. This is just medical gauze. You could of course use cheesecloth if you would like. I'm just picking up what I have, and I think, where did I put those scissors? There they are. Let's see what this looks like. Kind of fan that out. Oh yeah, that's cute. I like that. I want this not so squared off. Yeah, that's cute. All right, let's go ahead and glue that down. Just using my Barely Arts. Make sure to put it under the flap. And then get this really good with the glue, because it's going to go up against that gauze. The back of this is pretty too, but I like that black background on the other side. And get that where it is not under the flap there. Cute. That is cute. I like that. Alright, we're going to get all that excess glue off. And then let's put, ooh, got it all whomper jawed on you, alright. Let's see. Let's do a longer piece of seam binding. Let's see what we can do here. I mean, you could add a few things onto this flap and even cover up your staples if you wanted to there on the bottom. Oh, cute. And you do not have to make a bow. You can just do the ribbon on the bottom if you wanted to. That would work too. Make that loop just a little smaller there. Cute. I'll cut off my tails in just a minute, but I want to go ahead and put a dot of glue back behind that so it won't come off. Been very pleased with this Barely Arts glue as far as the way that it dries. I mean, of course it's liquid glue, and against ribbon you're going to see it a little bit, but it's not major how much you see. There they are. I was about to say, I've used those cutter bees on so many sticky surfaces. That's folded up, but once it relaxes, it's going to be fine. Alright, and then I'm going to put a dot back behind that bow and hold it there for a few seconds just to get it set. That's good. I might even put a little glue dot behind that just to secure it even more. But I really like that. Cute. And then you just pull up on, and there is your pages, your little journaling spot. You could even decorate that if you wanted to. But until everything dries, I'm going to put this back. I don't want it to mess up. It's already quite flimsy just because it needs to dry some more. So I'm going to let that dry. And let's make something with our little square here that we cut from that. Okay, so we have this 3.5 by 3.5 square that come off of this, and so we can make a little envelope to add into our journal. So 3.5 by 3.5, we need to do our notches with our envelope punch. We need to do our notches at 1 3/4. So one and 3/4, And then when you finish each of your notches all the way around, remember this is a small one, this is a mini, so your notches are going to look a lot deeper on this just because it's a smaller piece, just 3.5 by 3.5. So you score at each one of those 1 3/4. You're going to score that line. I've already done that. And so you've got your square box. Okay. And then you're going to fold over your little mids there and fold up on your bottom part there and glue. And then you've got this tiny little envelope. Okay, there's your flap, and you could even make your flap straight across. I think that's what I'm going to do. We're just going to go along that line that's in the pattern, go straight across and take that point off. Oh yeah, I like that. Okay, and you could add something else to the top of it there too, a decorative little something. But any square that you have left over can be made into an envelope to make a pocket in your journals. So don't ever throw your squares away. You can make envelopes with them. And you don't even have to glue down the edges on it. You can leave it open as a journaling spot in your journal also. Alright, so there was our Matchbook notepad, and then the little square that was left over from the 12 by 12 that we cut, we made a little envelope with it. So this is really fun and easy. It's a very simple, so simple in fact that I'm going to make one more with this bird watcher collection I have over here. Let's do this one. Excuse me. Alright, set this off to the side and letting that still dry because it is still very tacky. And let's see, what side do I want my front to be? I'm not sure. Let's cut off the branding strip. And you have to be careful when making these when the paper has writing on it, because you want that writing to be right side up. So I think I'll do this side, and this is going to have to be my inside, because if I fold it over, bird waltz will be upside down. You see? You see what I'm saying there? Alright, so I'm going to turn it this way. Oops. And I'm going to cut 3.5. And then my 8.5. And you've got that beautiful little square to make an envy with. I'm going to make this one first and show you what I was talking about. You don't have to glue down your edges. Okay, so it's 3.5 because we're working with 12 by 12 paper. So 3.5 squared. So you're going to your 1 3/4. I'm knocking things over. 1 3/4. Whoop. Go back to 1 3/4 and score. Alright, and then 1 3/4 again, and score. Okay, so you can kind of see you've got that square in the middle, and then fold up, fold over, look how pretty. Okay, so we've got writing there, so this needs to be the bottom. Dun. Fold that over, and even with an envelope, I'm good with that being. Yep, and then I want to round that corner on the top edge, so right down in there. Oh yeah, I like that. So see, you don't even have to glue down those edges. This could be tucked into a pocket and be a fold out, and you could have some type of focal point there in the middle. So I love making little envelope fold outs like that. Okay, and using my envelope punch. Alright, so now here is our piece for our matchbook. And let's see, that's going to have to be the inside. Let's score at 1 1/4 and at 5. That is pretty. I like that. And then see, when you open it up, the words are all, which that's going to be covered up anyway. Pretty, pretty. Okay. And I'm just going to add some regular paper into this because I don't have any dyed paper at the moment. Gasp. Let's see. Cut this. Alright, it's already 3 1/2, so this needs to be 3 1/4. And then I'll need to cut some more. Let's see. Let's just cut the 3 1/4, and then we'll come back and cut the 3 1/2. Here. And there. I'm going to add just a few more pages to this one because you've got room to. Okay. And center them up, pull it up just a tad at the bottom. Don't go all the way to that seam, pull up just a little and get it centered how you would like it. And make sure it's not, and it isn't. So I'm going to pull down that top flap and use it as my guideline to make my staples, put my staples. Alright, then got this pretty blue, and then I'm going to use some of this, and I want to use some that's got, oh yeah, that. I want to tear some of that for that, and then add one of these pieces from the bits and bobs like I used the other day. Like that. It's a little big, but let's look at everything else before we pick that. I like that, but that's just as big. Let's see. A couple of other. Oh, yeah, that's pretty. Let's do that one. Alright, so let's cut this out. And then I like that little life as a song there also. So let's cut that out and see what we got. Okay, and then I'm going to rip some of this. I want to ink this one. I didn't ink the other one because it had more modern papers on it. Now let's see. Let's go ahead and get the vintage photo. Of course, I would think of this after I've already put down my flap. Just going to get the outer edge. I'm going to hold that up till it dries, so maybe it won't get up against my paper. Ink, 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 ink all the edges of this one anyway. Okay, and then gotta ink the outer edges. Oh yeah, that's gonna look good with that ink on it. Break up some of that pink. Pink is my daughter's favorite color, but it's not mine. So this is more mauve-y though. It's not pink pink. I do like this collection from Blue Fern. They always have such pretty papers in their collections. I just dirtied it up just a little bit more than it is. Come on this back side, and don't forget to ink your folds also. And I'll dirty it up there too. Okay, now let's see here. We need to fussy cut these a little better. Fussy cut those, and I went ahead and distress ink them around the edges, and I'm going to just tear this, and then I'll ink around that also. I like this one edge, so I'm trying not to tear off too much on that side. And then I need to tear a little bit more there. Pretty. I like that. It needs just a little something else, though. I'll figure that out in just a minute. Let's ink this white core off of here. Alright, so I think I will add a little of this gauze, and I'm going to wad it just a little bit and get some gold pen and go around a little bit on it. You could, of course, ink dye your gauze. It is rather messy when you try to get it out of the ink, though, so be aware of that. I'm just getting my gold pen and going around a little bit on it. And let's see what that's going to look like. And it can hang off the top. That is perfectly fine. I think I want just a little more inking on the top of it there. Yep. Like that. Just to dirty it up some. Okay. Yep. I like how that looks. So let's go ahead. I might, let's see what this, you know what, you just play around with the stuff until you get it looking like you want it to look. Yeah, I like that. The bottom's not going to be seen, so I'm not going to fuss too much over that. I went ahead and put it down in the flap. Because I want to make sure everything fits just right and there's no buckling. I'm going to wad this up just a little bit there. There and that. There. Okay, and then add my torn piece. And that's going to get tucked in just a little bit under that flap. And just make sure that no glue is seeping out under that flap so that you can get it out, in and out easily. Okay, there and there and there. And let's add that so it's not under the flap, like that. Hold it down where that gauze is so it'll adhere and stick all the way down. And then our little Life is a Song piece. I like all those layers. That's pretty. Okay, and then I'm going to, got that blue from there. And I'm thinking instead of a bow, I might just add the lace to the bottom and attach it in the back. Let's see. It's been wadded up in my drawer for a while, so it's kind of cattywampus. Oh yeah, I can straighten that up though. Yeah. I think I'm just going to add, yep, just going to add it like that. So let's cut. And adhere to the back. And I'll fix that how I need it when I get to the front. And then just meet the two pieces in the middle there. Use my silicone spatula. That's the smart thing to do there, Melina, so you don't get glue all over yourself. And I might add just a little piece of cardstock, since that back is not really going to be seen, but I want to make sure that that lace stays good and secure. Because it's already coming apart. Okay. Let's ink and make it look intentional. Pull that over. Yep, that is going to work. And like I said, it's the back. Doesn't matter. And then let's worry about the front. I like how that looks, how pretty. Okay, and then let's see, I might add one other thing to that front. Oh, look at that little bitty tiny butterfly circle. Let's get in there and get that out. And of course, when I'm cutting in a circle, I never go straight. But I'm going to ink the edges, and maybe nobody will notice that it's not perfect. I'll have plenty to notice I didn't do something like they wanted me to. Let's see. But then I have great people that always tell me how much they love my videos no matter what. And I so appreciate you, because everybody is not like that, believe me. Okay. I'm just going to put that in the middle of the lace. It's a little decorative thing, and then it also helps to keep that lace in position. If it would let go of my finger, maybe. I might have to add a glue dot behind it too. I know what. It's fabric. Why have I not had the Fabri-Tac out? Who knows? Put Fabri-Tac behind it, Melina, and it will stick to fabric. Silly. Alright, there. Oh yeah, pretty. Okay, so that one is finished. And we've got our little envelope square with that one. And then we have this one, a more cleaner, modern version with its little pocket envelope. Look at that, how pretty. I love them. Love them, love them, love them. Let's get this shiny thing off so maybe you can see detail a little bit better. There we go. There's my cleaned off disc. So I love how these turned out. I will probably add some Fabri-Tac to that. And maybe a little emblem of some kind, just because it's kind of ugly, that one little piece. But I needed to have added Fabri-Tac. That would have solved all my problems. Alright, so there's our little envelopes we made with the extra squares. And then we pull up. It's going to catch a little bit on your fabric because you've got it there. And then you've got your little notepad in there. And that's why I said that that would be really good to give as gifts, because you could make it a notepad on the inside, and it's a custom handmade notepad from you, for somebody. So it doesn't have to just go in a journal, tucked in a journal, but it would be so pretty tucked in a journal. Alright, and then there's that. Now remember, when you add ribbon to the edges of that, it's going to make it pucker until you get it past that ribbon on the sides. But there is my project for today. And as you can see, I added more pages to that one, so that one's a little thicker than this one is. And I mean, I added probably what, 12 sheets, 9 or 12 sheets to this one, and you could still even add more to it. There is my project for the day. Thank you so much for sticking around and watching it, and I would love to hear your comments on what you think about these projects today. And if you're not a subscriber here, please do so, and please give me a thumbs up. It helps me with YouTube, and watching all the way to the end helps me with YouTube also, so I appreciate that. Y'all have a blessed day. Bye.